What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody, where today we're going to be playing some Bloodborne, the board game. I honestly thought the next thing I was going to go on to was Cthulhu Death May Die after I finished up Skyrim, but we ended up picking up Bloodborne, so I guess this is what we're doing now. I have only gone through the instructions once, so we're just going to do our best here. I think we're taking the Skyrim approach. We're gonna see how it goes, and surely someone who watches this video will correct me in the comments. I'd appreciate it if you do correct me in the comments. I'm sure I will be doing some stuff incorrectly, but I appreciate any help anyone gives. I'm going to do my best to play as properly as we can. I'm also going to do my best throughout this to find a good way to actually display everything. Because currently, I think we're cut off right around here, but we have our other tiles just off to the side here. We've got our Hunter's Dream deck there. We have our rewards deck and our consumables deck. And then over here, we just have all of our tokens and stuff over that way. But we're going to try and keep it somewhat central here just because we have our player board and everything here, and I believe the player board is at least fully in frame, and our central lamp tile is currently fully in frame. Now, being able to see all that stuff is going to be tricky. It is small, so you're just going to have to trust me when I say things, I guess. As far as card text goes, same as usual. I'll bring stuff closer to the camera when I want to read card text, but I think the best thing we can do is just hop into things. We are going to be using Ludwig's Holy Blade as our weapon of choice, our trick weapon of choice. We're starting on the trick side, I suppose. I think in the game it normally starts with the big sheath on. I believe this is the trick side. And we also have the Evelyn as our firearm, which is our starting firearm. When an enemy makes a basic attack, we can use the Evelyn in order to automatically stagger that enemy. So it basically gives us one free stagger, which is very helpful. The enemy mobs that we have for this first chapter are the Hunter mob, the Scourge Beast, and the Hunter's minions. The tiles that we have in here consist of the Courtyard Lamp, the Occupied House, the Oiden Chapel, the Ransacked House, and then two random tiles because we are playing a single player game. So we have a total of 6 extra tiles in our deck here. And as we move around, those are going to get added. We're going to do our best to try and not have too many enemies pop up on us while we're going through this. Down at the bottom of the I don't remember what this one's called. The chapter card, I guess. Hunter Dream card, the enemy card. We have our little tracker down on the bottom here, which tracks how long we have, basically, to play. If we get all the way to the end, I believe it means we have 1 turn left, basically. Anything that would make the track go further causes us to lose. So either going to the Hunter Dream or ending our turn, basically. Ending your turn moves the track forward, so we've got a handful of turns to get through. I did play a little bit earlier when I was reading through the instruction book, and we got partway through. I didn't end up finishing because I ran out of time, but we'll see how it goes. We're just gonna hop into things here. We're gonna start off. We are starting with the Long Hunt because it is the one that the book told me I should start with. And we're just going to go through the introduction here. The Long Hunt introduction. Of the monsters created by the Beast Plague, the Scourge Beasts are the most reviled. Once human, these terrible monstrosities are fast, agile, and lethal. As of late, more and more of these beasts have begun appearing in Central Yharnam, and thus we have been tasked with discovering the source of their increasing numbers, as well as eliminating as many as possible. So that is our goal for the time being. We already have our setup, so we're just going to flip this over. These are our missions for the long hunt. Start of the hunt. Reveal card 1. Okay, let's reveal card 1. I should have left a space to put all of these revealed cards. I did not. Card number 1. That was card number 1, right? Card number 1. The hunt mission. Source of the Scourge. We must take to the streets of Central Yharnam. The number of the Scourge Beast grows, and we must leave no area unchecked and uncleansed. We should also gather what information we can from the surviving townsfolk. Perhaps they can grant us insight into the cause of this sudden infestation. End a move on the central lamp tile. That's where we start. After you have collected at least 2 insight, reveal card 2. So we gain insight by completing missions, which are the other things that were on our mission card here. So in order to do stuff, we need to end a move on the courtyard lamp, which is not in the game yet. We need to end a move on the occupied house, which is not in the game yet. And we need to end a move on the ransacked house, which is not in the game yet. So once those tiles become visible and we end a movement on that tile, we're going to gain these other missions. Now we need to come back to the tile that we start on after we gain 2 insight. So basically once we finish 2 missions, we need to come back to the starting tile. So we're just going to hop right into this. First thing we need to do is reveal our 3 cards here. We currently only have basic cards, and pretty well everything that we do requires us to discard a card. There are 4 different actions we can do during our turn. We can either move, we can discard a card in order to move up to 2 spaces on the game board. Spaces are separated by these gray lines in the middle, so this tile has 3 separate spaces. And moving to another tile also counts as a space. When you move into a new area, you reveal a new tile. So we're going to see how that goes, because we're already taking up a bunch of room with this here. I was playing on a smaller table earlier when I was going through the rules, and I was running out of room. This is a space-consuming game, to be sure. What are our other actions? We can move. We can discard a card to start an attack against an enemy. However, our cards are also used in order to use our attacks. So discarding a card would leave us with less things. So that could be a little iffy. We can discard a card to go to the Hunter Dream. Going to the Hunter Dream allows us to spend our Blood Echoes in order to get more powerful cards for our deck instead of the basic ones. And there's another action that I don't know if I remember. I should have pulled out the reference card and I forgot to. I do have the instructions here though. So let's see if there is a 4th action. Choosing a hunter. Hunter turn. Move. Yep. I know how to move. Oh, and interacting. Interacting is the other one. You can discard a card to interact with the space that you're on. In the top left corner, you can kind of see it here. A lot of spaces, when you interact with them, they have different abilities. This particular one, you can go to any other lamp, any other lantern that you have unlocked on the map. You can also pick up treasures and stuff like that. But we're just going to hop right into this. I think the first thing we're going to start with is, well, we have to move. It's really the only thing that we can do. So we're going to discard our stagger here. Well, actually, maybe we'll discard a +1 because we have 2 of them. Having stagger could definitely help us. So I need to find a place for my discard. I guess we'll do it down here for the time being until we get more stuff, because those other cards are going to be going here. And hopefully they don't end up getting cut off, but we'll see. So we're going to move. We can move 2 spaces. So that either means we can move to the left or the right, and we'll have another space to go into another tile, but we will be stuck on that tile we go into. So I think the better option is to move down because that's only going to be one space, we're going to take the top tile from our board here, and it is the occupied house. Now, we are currently on this space here. We do still have one movement, but we are in a thing with an enemy anyway. So, this occupied house tile has the slug as an icon on its thing. So if we go to our enemy tracker here, the slug corresponds with the hunter mob. So we're going to take one of our hunter mobs, and they are now the enemy on this spot here. So I could move again because I do still have one space, but that enemy mob is going to follow me if I move. So the question is, do I want to move or do I just want to stay here? I think the occupied house was one of the things. The occupied house is one of the things we get for ending a move on the occupied house tile. So if I move into the occupied house space, I guess I may as well, because we're probably going to have to do something on there. So the mob moves with me because it was there. It's not like I'm just going to pass it. They're going to be like, oh, well, have fun, hunter. Go on your merry way. They're going to follow me. So that's the end of that movement. So thanks to the second mission here, end a move on occupied house tile, which we're on the occupied house tile, reveal card number 8. So we're going to reveal card number 8. Card number 8 is an insight mission. This is how we get insight. A safe haven. You knock on the door from inside. A frail and elderly voice addresses you. A hunter? About time you showed up. It ain't safe out here for an old woman. Reckon you can take me someplace to wait out the night? Place one survivor token on the occupied house space. Any hunter may pick up the token when they move out of that space. The token is returned to the occupied house space if the hunter teleports or goes to the dream. End move on the Oiden Chapel tile with this token. Reveal card 9. So we don't have that yet. We're just going to put our discard over here, I guess. We're just going to have to remember where it is. We don't have the Oiden Chapel on the board yet, so that's okay. But we do have to put a survivor token onto the occupied house here. So we could continue moving, try and open up some more stuff, but this mob is still going to come after us if we do that. So I think what we need to do is we're going to discard this basic stagger card in order to enter combat. Now the way that combat works is that I have to... Oh, I'm only going to do 3 damage. This is not quite what I... We're gonna... No, it's only 2 anyway. I was gonna say, let's pretend we started on the other side, but... well, I could, I guess. I could. 4 and stun. Stun's not good. Let's say we started on this side. We're cheating already. It's okay. That's one of the other actions, by the way. You can discard one of your cards to flip your trick weapon, which is something we'll get into in a bit because we'll have to do that. Yeah. Or basically, we're going to end up kind of just wasting a thing here. It's the only one that we have left. So we're here. We're now doing combat. We've discarded a card in order to enter combat. The way combat works is that I believe I have to do my attack first. So we would take one of our remaining cards and we would place it on the attack that we want to use. And as you can see, up on the top of the attacks, there are those little arrows there. Different attacks have a different amount of arrows, 3, 2, and 1. They determine the speed of your attack. So if you have 3 arrows, that's a very fast attack. If you have 2 arrows, that's an average speed attack. If you have 1 arrow, it is a slow attack. And it will be compared against your enemy's attack, whatever that ends up being. So we're going to do the overhead slam here in order to just try and take this mob out because I don't want to deal with it. This basic strength card does give us +1 damage, so we're actually going to end up doing 5, but it's a slow attack, so it's possible. Well, regardless, I think they're going to be attacking us anyway. I just have to hope they don't get the special, which will stun us. And I don't remember what stun does. I'll have to look it up in the rules if we get it. But we're hoping for a basic here. And it is a basic. So our enemy is going to be doing a basic attack, which for the hunter mob is a 2-speed attack. So they are attacking before us and does 2 damage. So we're going to take 2 of our 6 damage. We're just going to move all of our miniatures over here. We're going to place these over here because these need to stay discarded until we get through all of them. We're taking 2 damage. So we have taken 2 damage. But we deal 5 damage, which up in the top right here, the hunter mob only has 4 damage. So we have defeated the hunter mob, and since we defeated them, we gain a blood echo. We are only allowed to hold a maximum of 3 blood echoes. Anytime we go back to the hunter dream, we can spend those blood echoes in order to manage our hunter deck, which I guess this is kind of a deck building game in a way. Dungeon crawler deck building game. So we have now dealt with that enemy. We are now on a search for the chapel in order to drop off this survivor. So we would now, since we have no cards left, we could also end our turn at any point if we wanted to and save cards for if an enemy attacks. We didn't have to. We were able to kill it. But now that our turn is done, we would go into enemy movements. However, there are no enemies on the board, so that's fine for us. It's going to be the end of the turn, which is going to move our turn marker 1 step forward. And we now start a new turn. So I need 3 more cards here. We got a dodge. That's very helpful. Another dodge, also helpful. And another basic. Now we're going to be doing some movement here. We want to find the chapel. Did it say I had to interact with the chapel? No, I just have to end movement on the chapel. So that's not too bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to discard... We're going to discard this basic strength, the +1, because +1 isn't going to kill anything with the attack that we have left anyway. And we're going to do a movement of 2, and we're going to keep those dodges just in case, because those dodges are very useful for us. So we're going to move our 2 spaces with our survivor in tow. We're going to go 1, 2. We're going to hope that whatever ends up over here doesn't have an enemy in the space, but it'll be okay if it does. Oh, look at that! The next card was the Oiden Chapel. So we are in a safe space already anyway, and we would be down in this bottom right-hand space. And we've ended our movement on the Oiden Chapel. So let's see what we had to do here. End a move on the Oiden Chapel tile with the token. Reveal card number 9. Okay, card number 9. Card number 9. Insight mission, a safe haven. The smell of beast warding incense fills your nose as you enter the old chapel. The old woman thanks you for your kindness before taking refuge with another small band of townsfolk. Suddenly, the chapel's magnificent stained glass window shatters as a scourge beast crashes through. Reveal card 10. Surround the Oiden Chapel with fog gates. Spawn 1 scourge beast on its lantern. It respawns in that space on map resets, which we'll get to when we get to a map reset. It is immune to the effects of Oiden Chapel. What is the effect of Oiden Chapel? Enemy attacks suffer -1 speed while on this tile. Well, that sucks. Complete this mission by slaying this Scourge Beast. Reveal card 11. So, we are now on part 2 of Safe Haven, so I guess we can discard this. She's safe. But we now need to block off the... Oh, where are my fog gate tiles? Do I not have my fog gate tiles out? Man, leaving stuff in the box, apparently. I thought I need to get this chair over here. Okay, I thought I had gotten everything out. Turns out I did not. So, this is now going to be surrounded by a fog gate because it is a spot that has a lantern on it. We unfortunately are not going to be able to use the lantern should we end up back at the Hunter Dream. We are also not going to be able to escape this area, which is unfortunate for us, anytime soon. So, this is being blocked off with a fog gate for the time being. And we need to add the lantern space here. And a Scourge Beast has been summoned in the lantern space. So it is one space above us. It is not affected by... It's not affected by the enemy attack. Sorry, by the effect of the Oiden Chapel is what I'm trying to say. I'm reading it as if enemy attacks is the name of the power of the chapel. So, that being said, it is not worth moving one space up in order to get an attack, because I won't be able to get up there and attack in the same turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it come down to me by ending my turn. When you end your turn and it becomes the monster's turn, any monster within one tile will move one space towards your character, as far as I understand. So that would mean that this Scourge Beast is going to move down here into our space, and it is going to attack us because it is now in our space. So combat now works the exact same way that it would. Oh, this is unfortunate. We're going to take damage here. I was going to try and dodge this, but I suppose I could dodge and not attack. 2 and 2. He's only doing 2 regardless. That's not awful. We might be better off just trying to do an attack so we can take it out. So that's fine. So what we're going to do is this combat's going to go off. We're not going to worry about dodging. We're going to go on the offensive though. So we need to place a card into our spot here. And as you notice, we didn't discard this other card we used for the overhead slam. That's because if you have no active spaces, you can't do combat. You are not allowed to attack. The only way to get rid of these cards is either by having a card like this one that says clear this slot, but that's only if you dodge. I believe that's only if you dodge anyway. It may not be though, because this is the +1. It may just be in general. Or if you flip your trick weapon, which we haven't got to yet. However, since we're about to attack with the combo slash, because we're not using this as a dodge, we're using this as an attack, because we're about to attack with the combo slash, we're going to allow, it's going to allow us to transform our trick weapon for free, which is nice. So we need to see what the enemy is going to be doing here, and they're going to be doing a basic attack. Now, the Scourge Beast's basic attack is just a quick swipe with 3 arrow quickness for 2 damage. So they're going to be dealing 2 damage to us. That brings us down to only 2 HP left, which is okay. So they've attacked us. We're now attacking for 2 damage to the Scourge Beasts. So they're going to take 2 damage. They only have 2 damage left now. Put those on there. And because we attacked with the combo slash, it's going to allow us to flip our hunter weapon for free, which is nice. So we've cleared that entire board off. And we now have things here. Now, the enemy only attacks once. I don't know if I'm allowed to do a second attack here or not. I really don't. I think I have to activate it. So I think that final card's just a waste. I'm going to see if I'm allowed to do multiple combats here. I know that the enemy only does one attack, but let's see if it says anything in the rules. I might have missed that. Resolving combat, select stat cards. I think I only do one attack. Effects, combat specifics, dodge, resolve attacks. Nope, I think we just do one attack. Oh, simultaneous speeds. If an enemy and hunter attack ability happens at the same speed, both the hunter and enemy must apply any effects as well as damage at the same time. So you could kill an enemy and die at the same time. That's interesting. Nope. I believe I only get one attack. Now the question is, do I discard this dodge card or do I only draw 2? I guess that's another question, huh? Every turn that I did on the when I was playing before, I used up all my cards, so I'm actually not sure if I gain just 2 cards or if I have to discard that card. Final space, advancing the hunt track, progressing the campaign. Winning the hunt and losing the hunt. Mission cards, nope, I know all that. Chapter setup. Am I missing something here? How am I not hunter turn? Yeah. How am I not finding this? It would be after the enemy activation, right? Consumables, rewards, firearms. Oh, I should have used my firearm to cancel out that attack. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'm going to have to remember that. Oh, starting a new round. Advance the hunt track by 1, move token, refresh hands. All players may then discard any cards they wish from their hands and draw back up to 3. So I don't have to discard that dodge, which I'm not going to because I don't want to. But now that the enemy has finished their attack, we're just moving our track counter up 1 here. We're going to draw 2 new cards. We're going to head into the next turn here. So this Scourge Beast has 2 damage left. So we could easily get it with our quick stab here, but we also only have 2 damage left. Now there's only 3 basic cards in the enemy deck. So there's only 1 basic action left in that deck. Otherwise it's going to do its advance, or it's going to do its special, or its ability. But if it gets its special and we use quick stab, we would take it out. I think that might be the way to go, but I have to use quick stab with the +1. So what we would have to do is we're going to have to discard our basic draw 1 here, and we're going to start our combat phase. Our combat is going to be quick stab with our basic strength for a +1, so we're going to be doing 2 damage with a speed of 3. Our enemy is doing a special attack. The special attack for the Scourge Beast is Combo Rush. Even if this attack is dodged or staggered, Hunter must dodge 2 speed or suffer 2 additional damage. That's fine because we're not even going to get to that point because we have a speed of 3 and he has a speed of 2. So we're going to be doing 2 damage, which is going to be enough to take out this Scourge Beast, giving us another Blood Echo and also completing the second part of this Safe Haven mission. Complete this mission by slaying this Scourge Beast. Reveal card number 11. Card number 11. Surviving the night. Distribute 1 consumable and 1 Carol Rune, the Claw Mark reward, to each hunter Oh, among the hunters. There's only one hunter, so I guess that's me. So I get a consumable. Our consumable is some bone marrow ash. On the hunter turn, refresh one reward card. Refresh one reward card? I guess you can use it to get a different reward? I don't know. Oh, no, sorry. Refresh a reward card. The rewards have abilities that you can refresh. So we have this bone marrow ash, which is nice. I need to find somewhere to put it, but that's nice. Can I move this up a bit? Those are both blocked off, so we'll put it down here for now. We'll put it down here for now. And the claw mark Carol rune. Where are my claw marks? My runes are going to be in here. Guidance, Formless Odon, Communion, claw mark. Claw mark Carol rune. So I guess we get it on the other side here. On attack, replace your stat card's effect with +1 damage and stagger. The claw mark is an impulse to seek the warmth of blood like a beast. So I guess we get to keep this face up until we use it, and then it would get flipped face down. And then that's what our bone marrow ash is for. On our turn, we can use it to refresh one of our rewards. So we currently have a one-time use, well, multiple use, but at the moment a one-time use, +1 and stagger, so that's not too bad. The warding incense usually repel such beasts during the hunt, for them to not only attack the chapel, but also appear unaffected by the incense. There's something greater than mere instinct driving them this night. So that is our mission complete. Now, completing the mission, I believe, gives us an insight token, although it might just be this specific card that acts in the as the insight. It did say something about insight and insight tokens being two different things. Enemy activations, prize enemies, trick weapons, combat, resolving combat. We know all that. Effects, slain out of activation. The Hunter's Dream. Additional rules, progressing the campaign, saving progress. We are too far. And we can also get rid of the fog gates now, which is nice. Boss enemies, that's not what we want. Hunter Dream, that's not what we want. I just want the thing for if we complete a mission. Starting a new round. Consumable, rewards, here we go. Reward cards. Reward cards gained from completing missions throughout the campaign. They also specify there are 2 types of rewards. Each player may have a maximum of 2 hunter tools and 2 Carol runes at any time. If they would gain a third one if they would gain a third one of either of these, they may immediately. That's not what I want, though. Is there an index in here? Can I just look up insight? Because that would be pretty helpful. There is a glossary in the back, but that's not useful. At least there's not too much iconography. That's nice. Hunter turn, interact, transform, attack, enemy activation, rewards, firearms, starting new round, combat effects, blah, 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 blah. Bosses, resetting the map, progressing the campaign. It's not in progressing the campaign, is it? Well, I'm just going to have to consider it completed. And because I did read something in here when I was going through it about insight tokens and insight being different. Actually, if I just look through the book here, I might be able to find just the insight icon, which would probably help. If the players have successfully completed the chapter, I have not yet. So that's not what I need. That's poison and all that stuff. No insights. No insights. No insights. No insights. Maybe it just doesn't show the insight token at all in this book. I read it though. I read it. I'm not dumb. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. I know this is, oh, here it is, insight tokens. It's important to note the difference between collected insight and insight tokens. Throughout the game, the player may be instructed to utilize insight tokens. These are generic markers used to keep track of various effects created by missions, such as an enemy having additional HP or marked at special locations of the board. Insight tokens have no relation to collected insight. Collected insight are rewarded for completing insight missions and are usually required to progress through the hunt. Insight tokens are just used to mark effects in the game. So just the completion, I guess, is the insight. So we have to complete one more mission before we can go back into the middle here. Geez, that was a tangent. Sorry about that. So we need to either get to let's get rid of all this stuff first. Let's open up our chapel here again, now that that Scourge Beast has been defeated. So we still have a card left. I could do a movement to open up another part of the board, but I'd have to worry about landing on an enemy, and then I wouldn't have anything to attack them with or dodge them with, and I only have 2 HP left. So maybe we'll use this last card to head into the Hunter Dream, which is going to pull us forward a turn, because anytime you go into the Hunter Dream, you automatically go forward a turn. It's like ending your turn. Oh, that would be fine. I guess we would still have one more before we end up in the reset, so that should be okay. So we're going to discard our final card here. Didn't end up using it as a dodge. And we're going to come into the Hunter Dream. We have 2 Blood Echoes, which we are going to use to get 2 of these 4 abilities that we can now add to our deck. So these are going to end up being shuffled back in since we've come to the dream. We also gain all our health back, which is another benefit of coming into the dream. So we're back up to 6 health, which is good for us. I think we're going to take this quick change, the dodge. It also allows us to transform our weapon for free after attacking or dodging. That's pretty good. I think we might also get one of these ones that give us +1 to our speed, because +1 to speed could be pretty beneficial, especially doing these 2s, especially if we use the one on the back that is 1 speed. At least making it 2 speed would be nice. And if we can pull enemies into the chapel, they'll also suffer a speed down. So what we're going to do is our 2 Blood Echoes are going to go towards the quick change. So we can use it to dodge or to attack, and we can transform our weapon for free after attacking or dodging. And we're going to take one of these staggers that also give us +1 speed. Now, since we've done that, we now have to switch out cards that are in our deck, and we're going to switch that stagger +1 speed for just a regular basic stagger. And then we're going to switch... Do I want to switch the dodge for a dodge? I don't really know. I think I want to keep as many dodges as I can, and maybe we'll just get rid of a draw 1. Because having more dodges can be pretty beneficial. And then we're going to refresh the upgrade cards here before we continue on. Now, these 2 cards are now gone from our deck. So they're going to go back into the box with our other basic cards that are not being used. I'm also going to have to find a way to ensure everything actually stays in the box properly. I opened it up after doing some traveling back to the house, and a bunch of the cards were all over the place, which is not good news for us. Gonna have to find a way to get all that stuff to stay in there properly. On kill, draw 1, heal 1. That's pretty interesting. So we had to move forward because we came to the Hunter Dream, because it basically acts as the end of the turn. So now that the turn is beginning again, first we're going to get our 3 cards here. And we now need to choose a lantern to go on to, which I think is just going to be the chapel lantern. I think it's a good place to be. And we're going to start our turn. So, we are going to move. We're going to move up, I suppose, so that we have that ability to move back down should we need to. So we're going to go... We're going to discard the stagger. And we're going to move, so we're going to go 1. We're going to flip up the top tile here, which is the courtyard lamp, which has no enemies on it, so that's nice. Just going to attach it like this, and that's another lamp for us. We have lamps in 3 of the 4 tiles we currently have on the board. And we still have a movement of 1. Do I really want to move 1? The courtyard lamp is going to allow us to... I guess I may as well, because then I can extend the map with another movement if I want to. And we're still on the tile, so we need to draw card number 5, which is the courtyard lamp one, since we ended our move here. Insight mission. On the hunt. Entering, you find a large mob of townsfolk, all gathered around a blazing pyre constructed in the center of the courtyard. Upon it lie the bodies of numerous scourge beasts. Suddenly, from behind, you hear shouting, "More infected!" as the mob begins to surround you. Reveal card number 6. Surround the courtyard lamp tile with fog gates. Spawn 1 hunter mob in its lantern space. It respawns in this space on map resets. So we have to reveal card number 6. And we need to fog gate off this area here as well. Which means we need a lantern and we need to put a mob on the lantern space. We are 1 spot off. I should have stayed in the same spot. I could have at least attacked. Not that I would have killed it anyway, I guess, but that's okay. We could dodge and counterattack now. Each time we clear a slot, we do an additional damage, so we could actually kill it when it comes to attack us. That'll actually be beneficial if we keep both of those. Not that I can go anywhere anyway, since we're fog-walled off. I need to draw card number 6. That's what it said. Card number 6. Horde. Place 1 insight token on this card. If 3+ hunters, place 1 additional token. When the hunter mob would be slain, instead remove 1 token and heal all health from it. All tokens are returned on the hunt. Oh shit, hey? That fucking sucks. That means that it's going to come attack us, and we're going to get it to a point where we can get rid of 1 of the tokens, but it's just going to get the token back because we're about to reset the map. So maybe what we're going to do is we're just going to dodge it and we're going to keep that +1. It is going to take a damage from us dodging though. Okay, that's all right. It was this one, right? So we need to put an insight token onto this card. So that basically means this mob has 8 health, which is a bit of a pain. I am going to end my turn with the 2 cards that we have. So the mob is now going to activate. They're going to move over to the space that we are in. They are going to attack us. I just want to dodge. I don't want to worry about their attack. I think I have to put an attack in though, don't I? I think I'm forced to put an attack in. I don't think I can just dodge. Although I can choose not to attack though. I can choose not to attack. So we're not going to attack. They are going to do their ability, which is, I don't know what their ability actually is. At speed 1, before Hunter's attack, move the Hunter mob 1 space away. All Hunters in the space it left must then dodge at a speed of 2 or suffer 3 damage. That's easy, we can do that. So it's going to move 1 space away back to this over here. And then we have to dodge at speed of 2, which is what we were going to do anyway. So we're going to dodge on this slash here. And we get to clear the slot because of the card. So, because we cleared the slot, our ability here for the transformed Ludwig's Holy Blade, each time you clear a slot, deal 1 damage to 1 enemy in your space, not on your tile. So we aren't doing anything with it. But we do get to clear the card from the attack. So, we take no damage. He takes no damage. Turn is over. That's it. The turn's over. So, first things first, we move the track to the next thing. We are now on the reset space here. So the way that works is that all enemies would be taken off the board, except for mission enemies. They stay on the board. This insight would have come back, however, we did not remove it, so that's fine. And then all enemies are replaced back on the board. What is the slug? Another hunter mob. Starting closest to the hunter, which this is the only space that another enemy is on right now. So that's all we got to worry about for the time being. And then our turn's going to start anew. Our turn is going to start anew. We got to dodge. That's not bad. I think we just need to wait for it to come to us. I know it's kind of a waste of a turn. But I'd be spending 3 cards just to attack it once, which is a pain, right? That's not great. Whereas if I wait for it to come to me, I can attack and dodge in the same turn. And we would still have a card left. Because I'm not going to kill it in 1 hit regardless. I don't have a +2. Unless I use my claw mark rune, I guess. I could use a claw mark. But I think we're going to wait for it to come to us regardless. So we're not going to do anything this turn. We're just going to chill where we are on this left-hand space. So all enemies within 1 tile are now going to come towards us. So this guy moves 1 space towards us. This guy down here is 2 tiles away, so they have no idea that we're even doing anything here. So they're just minding their own down in the corner there. Since that mob is now in our space, it's going to attack us though. So we're going to attack back. We're going on the offensive with this one. We are going to do our slash at a speed of 2 with +1. So we're going to do 3 damage. The enemy is going to do a basic attack. Now, the basic attack is the axe swing for the mob at a speed of 2 for 2 damage. However, we can still dodge at a speed of 2 because we have a speed of 2. So we managed to dodge the enemy attack. This would then clear from our thing since it has a clear. Each time you clear a slot, deal 1 damage. So this mob is taking 1 damage. And we now counterattack with our other slash for 2 damage and +1. So that's going to be another 3 damage to this mob, which is going to be 4 damage total, which is enough to take it out. But all that's going to do is get rid of this insight token. So it has not been removed from the board yet. But we are now one space. Now, does it stay in the space or does it go back to the lantern space? If it would be enslaved, no, it doesn't say that it goes back to the lantern space. So I guess it would stay here. So that is their turn. We managed to dodge and we got to keep a card. So that's nice. So the turn is over. We progress one space. And we are now starting our next turn. He used a basic attack. I could have used the Evelyn to parry him or stagger him, I guess would be the correct term. Okay, so I think we're just going on the offensive here. We can try and take it out. We get +1 speed. Discard a card, use one, discard a card. We don't have enough to take it out this turn. We still have a couple turns though, so that's... Oh, but we can draw cards. We can draw cards, eh? Okay. Okay, this is going to be a little odd. This is going to be a little odd. It's going to deal 4 damage to me, eh? The last card in the deck is the stun, is the special with the stun, but we attack simultaneously, so I could kill it, but it will also, well, it won't kill me. I'll have 2 HP left. I could go back to the Hunter Dream, but that would be wasting a turn. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll go for it. We're still learning. It's all good. We're going to discard... Although if I use the speed +1, it wouldn't, because I would attack first, eh? So we're going to discard the basic draw 1 to flip our trick weapon to the opposite side. We are then going to discard our other draw 1 in order to initiate an attack. And we are going to be attacking with our overhead slam with stagger and a +1 to our speed. And the enemy is going to be using their special, which is the rifle shot at a speed of 1 for 4 damage with stun. However, since, thanks to our +1 to speed on our agile card here, we actually have a speed of 2 for 4 damage, which is enough to actually take out the mob this time, since they only have 4 damage. And we can read, I guess it was at the bottom of this one, eh? Complete this mission by slaying the hunter mob. Reveal card number 7. So, revealing card number 7. Card number 7. On the hunt. Distribute the hand lantern reward and the Ludwig's rifle firearm among the hunters. Driven to frenzy by the early stages of the infection, the townsfolk are compelled to partake in the hunt, believing that by eradicating the beasts, the plague will be quelled as well. From the remains, you gather what useful supplies you can. So we now have 2 missions completed, which means we can head back to the central lamp and we can continue on with the main hunt quest, I would guess. So we can get rid of all these fog walls here. Put that there, that's there, and it said I need the hand lantern and Ludwig's holy rifle. We are allowed to switch our firearms in between chapters, I believe it said. I would also reckon you can switch them if you go to the Hunter Dream, but the rules did specifically say between chapters. But Ludwig's rifle. When an enemy moves into your space, deal 2 damage to that enemy. That's not too bad. So we'll toss this down here with our other gatherings for the time being. And I was also supposed to get the hand lantern. What's the hand lantern do? Oh, the music box is here. That makes sense since Gascoigne's a boss. What is the hand lantern going to do for us? Hand lantern. Hunter turn, teleport to any lantern space. This hunting accessory provides light while leaving both hands free to hold weapons. So we can use that on our turn to teleport to any lantern space, which we'll probably do when we start our next turn, because then it'll still give us our 3 cards to do stuff. So we need to move forward 1 since the turn is now over. And we need to draw our 3 cards here. And 3. And we're going to start by using that hand lantern. So we're flipping that hand lantern over from the get-go here. We're going to use that. And we're going to use it to just move right over to the central lamp before we even start here. So we're going to be able to continue on with this hunt mission since we have 2 insights revealed. Reveal card number 2. We are revealing card number 2. Right on top of the deck. Hunt mission. Source of the Scourge. Your senses flare at the sound of rapid moving claws. You turn just in time as a scourge beast, much larger than the rest, leaps at you. Its eyes glowing, a haunting blue. Reveal card 3. Surround the central lamp. Surround the central lamp tile with fog gates. Spawn 1 scourge beast on its lantern space. It responds to this space on map resets. Complete the hunt by slaying this scourge beast. Reveal card 4. So this will complete the hunt if we defeat this scourge beast here. That's not too bad, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got to see what card number 3 here is going to do. Place insight tokens per hunter, so there's only 1 of us, so it'll just be 1, on this card. When the scourge beast would be slain, instead remove 1 token and heal all damage from it. All tokens are returned on 2 turns. We should be okay. All tokens are returned on map resets. Replace its ability with ability Vicious. Scourge Beasts make 1 quick swipe attack. It cannot be staggered, deals +1 damage, and gains stagger and stun. I'm going to have to figure out what the difference between stagger and stun is because it does both of them. So, we are blocking off the central lamp. We are adding a Scourge Beast to the central lamp. I don't have space to put a thing there saying we can't go to the lantern, but that's fine. The fog walls do a good enough job of showing that. Luckily, this mob won't be coming up through the fog wall to try and attack us. They are incapable of moving through the fog walls. Even though the instructions, the rule book goes out of its way to say that enemy mobs are quite intelligent, and anytime there's a quarrel of the rules, you should do whatever would be more unbeneficial for the player. So they're trying to say that it's a brutal world with intelligent AI, but they don't know how to go through the fog wall, I guess. That's okay. So we're going to be attacking with stagger. We need to reshuffle this deck. We're going to be attacking with stagger, I think, but we have to hope that We have to hope that it doesn't get its +3. Its special got replaced with quick swipes, which is, it's always going to be doing a 3, eh? That sucks. I don't have a +1, so we're always going to be attacking second here. That's unfortunate. So I'm going to want to be keeping my dodge. So I'm going to want to, maybe I should get rid of the stagger. I'm not going to be attacking first regardless of what happens here. So I think I'm going to be taking the stagger to discard, and then we're going to use the draw 1 as our attack so that we can draw an extra card. I need to put an insight on the card here. Okay, so we're going to activate the attack phase. We're going to get rid of that stagger. We're going to be attacking with combo slash at a speed of 2 for 2 damage. I'm not going to be able to dodge this attack, which is unfortunate. That's okay. I will be able to dodge the attack during their activation phase, which I should be okay to kill it after that. So we're attacking with combo slash. They are using their basic attack, which is the quick swipe at a speed of 3 for 2 damage. We are unable to dodge because we don't have any more spaces here. So we take 2 damage of health, but we're also dealing 2 damage back to them. So we're just going to slide that. Actually, we'll just put it on the side here. They have 2 damage. And we also get to draw a card. Nice. That's nice. And we also get to transform our weapon for free since we just attacked with our combo slash. So that's definitely going to be useful for us. Also, basic attack. I forgot again. I could have used the Evelyn to stagger them. Should have done that. I believe staggering just cancels out the effect of the attack. I should have to remember what stun does. Let's quickly look up what that does. Nope, it's beginning the hunt. It'll be in combat. We'll probably show all that stuff, right? Simultaneous effect. Show stun. Here we go. Okay, so stagger. Attacks that have the stagger effect cancel any opposing attacks with a slower speed, completely preventing all effects and damage from that attack. So I guess with the Evelyn, it's just an automatic. Oh, automatically staggers the enemy. Okay, perfect. Stun. When a hunter suffers stun, they must discard 1 stat card from their hand. If they can't, they suffer 1 damage. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So we got the free flip. That's nice. We've dealt 2 damage to the beast. Our attack phase is done. They are now going to come after us with their attack. So we're now in combat once again. I need to do 2 damage to it. So we're going to be attacking. Now I can't. Oh, actually I can dodge, because if I dodge off the quick step, that would be good, right? Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. So we're going to attack with our slash, which is going to do 2 damage. The enemy is going to be using their ability. Now the ability got switched. Scourge Beast makes 1 quick swipe attack. It cannot be staggered. Deals +1 and gains stagger and stun. Lucky for us, we're going to be dodging by putting a dodge onto our quick stab at speed 3, which matches its quick swipe speed of 3. This is going to get discarded. We have evaded the attack, which is great. So we're actually putting 1 damage on it because every time we clear a slot, we deal a damage, and that slot gets cleared. Now, I don't know if that's off the dodge or not, but I'm sure someone will correct me. I'll look that up. I don't think that's off the dodge. I think it's just if you use it as an attack, but, well, actually, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm pretty sure that you don't clear off the dodge. I'm pretty sure those have to stay. So that stays there. That's only if you're using it as an attack, you would clear the slot. But we do still get our attack of 2, which is enough to take it out for a total of 4. So we're going to get rid of this insight on the card here. And we just need to take it out one more time. Now, we are going to be activating this ability down here. May transform weapon for free after an attack or a dodge. I'm using it after the attack, so we're going to be flipping our weapon here. Back over to Ludwig's Holy Blade with the sheath on it. So the insight's gone. Their attack turn is gone. We are moving forward 1 space. And we are in our next turn. And 3. We are going to we're going to go for it. We're going for the attack. That's what we're doing. So we are going to discard this +1. We're going to use on our speed 1. +1 doesn't matter, but we're going to be doing 5 damage with our overhead slam here. Our opponent, please basic, special, is going to be doing its special, which is the combo slash at a speed of 2 for 2 damage. Even if this attack is dodged or staggered, Hunter must dodge at a speed of 2. Oh, I can. I can dodge at a speed of 2. We're fine. I was going to say, or we have to take an additional 2 damage. That would have been 4 damage, which would have killed us, which would have been bad. But we have that dodge, and our combo slash is a speed of 2. So that's perfect. We can completely dodge that attack. Go us. Good job. We dodge their attack. Our attack goes off for 5 damage, which we only needed 4 to take out the Scourge Beast. So that was enough to kill the Scourge Beast. The fog walls have now dissipated. And let's see what we had to do from that hunt card. 1, 2, 3, right? Yep. Okay, so complete the hunt by slaying the Scourge Beast. Reveal card number 4. Card number 4. It's on top. Prey slaughtered. Scourge Alpha. Distribute the Bloodstone Shard and the Carol Rune Moon rewards among the hunters. So, this is a consumable. I'm allowed to have multiple of those. This is going to be the last 2 items I'm allowed to have, and then we're going to have to start distributing stuff better. So we got a Bloodstone Shard. Which apparently is not one of these. It must be consumable, so I'm going to have to look through the consumable deck. We need the Moon Rune, which apparently doesn't exist. Oh, there it is. So we got the Moon Rune. We'll read that in a sec. And I guess the Bloodstone Shard is a consumable. Bolt paper. Pungent Blood Cocktail. It is not. What is... Oh, I'm dropping cards everywhere. What's the Bloodstone Shard? Is it a... Was it in there? Did I just miss it? Oh, I did just miss it. Right there. Okay, so we've acquired the Bloodstone Shard. Bloodstone Shard. Place on an attack slot. May switch slot on transform While on the slot, that attack deals +1. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. So we're allowed to put this on any attack slot, and we get +1 for that attack. That's pretty nice. And we got the Moon Rune as well. When you are slain, keep 1 Blood Echo. It is immediately used when you go to the dream. A transcription of Moon as spoken by the Great Ones inhabiting the nightmare. So, if we are to gain any more items, we're going to have to discard 1 that is in our inventory. Outside of consumables. We're allowed to have consumables, but these guys here, we're only allowed to have 2 of each. Let's see what the rest of that card said. The beast lets out 1 final roar before slumping to the ground in the distance. You spot a group of the creatures seemingly watching the fight, readying yourself for attack. You instead find them turning and bounding off deeper into the district. And it looks like that is the end of chapter number 1 of The Long Hunt. We have completed the Alpha Scourge battle. We have slaughtered our prey. We did it. It's been done. Now, I believe we get to go to the Hunter Dream because it's the end, and we get to spend I guess we would have 2 Blood Echoes at this point because we just defeated the Scourge Beast as well. I believe once winning the hunt. When the final step of the hunt mission, indicated by the complete the hunt text at the bottom of the card, the game immediately ends in victory for the players. They then progress to the next chapter of the campaign. Do I go to the Hunter Dream first? Discard all Blood Echoes. Yeah. Progressing the campaign. After the end of a successful chapter, upgrade cards are kept by the hunter. Upgrade cards cannot be exchanged among cannot be exchanged amongst hunters. They also keep any consumables, firearms, and rewards they have collected during the chapter, though between games, these can freely be exchanged among hunters. Players also keep all insight cards from completed insight missions. Once this has all been collected, players take the next chapter card and follow the setup instructions. Note, each chapter is a separate game, so all usual setup instructions, shuffle upgrades, consumables, place the hunt track token at the start of the track edit should be followed as normal. I'm gonna say that we go to the Hunter Dream. I don't know why we wouldn't at the end of the thing, right? Because it would make sense for the beginning of the next thing. So we'd be back at 6 HP. And we would get to spend our 2 Blood Echoes in order to get some more upgrade cards here. We could get a +1 damage, +1 speed. That would be pretty nice. We could get this cheap shot with a stagger. If an enemy in your space uses ability, discard from hand. Deal 2. So it doesn't prevent the ability, but you would deal 2 damage from them from your hand. So that's not too bad. We have another stagger +1 speed, but if we're going to go for the +1 speed, we may as well go for that +1 damage opposed to stagger. We've also got Bloodthirsty, which on a kill, we get to draw 1 and heal 1. That could be pretty beneficial. I think we're going to take that one. It would then refresh. And we have Stagger and clear this slot. Slot clearing could also be good because that deals damage for us when we're using the transformed side of our weapon. So slot clearing could be good. Speed could also be good because trying to use that overhead slam pretty much takes out everything. And that +1 speed, +1 damage would take out those huntsman's minions if we have to come across them. Which we didn't end up coming across any during this playthrough. We only got through 3. All the things we needed were at the top of the deck. at the top of the deck of tiles. So that worked out for us, I guess. So I think we're going to go Swift. We're going to go with this +1/+1. And we're probably just going to end up getting rid of some of the basics that we still have in there. We'll probably just get rid of 2 strength basics, seeing as both of these have +1 damage, so no reason not to just get rid of strength basics. I don't know why I can't speak. Speaking as if I have a lisp. We're going to get rid of these 2 basic strengths, and we'll put those other 2 in. And that is it, I suppose, for the first chapter of 3 of the Long Hunt. So thank you guys very much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully I mostly played the game right. Like I said before, if I did play anything incorrectly, just let me know in the comments below anything that I did wrong so that I can correct it as we go through this playthrough. If you have played Bloodborne, the board game, let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. If watching this has made you want to check it out for yourself, let me know that down below as well. It's always interesting to see what kind of games people end up checking out based on what we take a look at on the channel here. If you are over on Instagram, you can follow us at the Board Games Are For Everybody Instagram page, where we just post games that we pick up, as well as games that we're playing. And that's pretty much it. Just come hang out, talk about games, have a good time. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hopefully I will see you guys all next time. Until then, just remember that board games are for everybody. And until then, peace.